How's it going? I'm Scott with Scott Draper Wellness. I was just thinking, many leather-bound books. That's a Will Ferrell reference from Anchorman. That's what we used to do before memes were invented. We used to just quote Anchorman, and before that Ace Ventura until the world exploded. So today what we're going to be talking about, if you're new to the channel, welcome. And today we're going to be talking about why I chose the wellness business as opposed to just sticking with massage or sticking with nutrition or sticking with strength training. I think that all of those three things really come together and blend very well together in order to create total wellness for people. And that's really what it's all about. You can have each of those things, and you can definitely work on each of those things separately, but when you combine them all together, they create something that's greater than the sum of the parts. So a little bit about me. I have been an Army medic for about 10 years. And the reason that I even started this idea, I deployed in 2016 and I got really deep into powerlifting. I studied a lot and I learned how to move my body. I got fairly good, not great, but I was able to recover very well because I was eating 4 meals a day and being able to sleep 8 hours a day, mission dependent, and working out 6 days a week. So I got very strong very fast. And then when I got back, I realized that I didn't want to spend too much time away from my family. And I knew that I was going to deploy again if I re-enlisted. So I said, nope, we're going to be done. And I got out and I was looking around, I was thinking, okay, what do we do now? And one of the things that I had done when I was like 18, 19 years old was go to a massage therapy school in California where I used to live before I joined, and I really enjoyed it. I only went for about a week just because it was quite a bit of money and I was 18 and I didn't really like it all that much, but I did enjoy the process and I do enjoy giving massages. And when I went in to go to the school, it was very treatment focused, which I really liked. So it was treatment focused, which was right up my alley, being an Army medic. And then it was filling the gap of treatment. So you have basically the point of injury. Hey, my knee hurts, my back hurts, my shoulders hurt. I maybe not did something to it, or maybe I did do something to it. And there's this huge gap from that point to getting sort of alternative care, chiropractic, physical therapy, that people are just lacking. And so seeing that there's a lacking area in care, where we talk about preventative medicine, where we talk about prevention, we talk about movement patterns, we talk about, recovery and biomechanics, putting all that together, a dollop of prevention saves a whole lot of cure later on. And I think that's a thing that Western medicine kind of lacks. If you break a bone or you get sick or you need cancer surgery or something like that, Western medicine is great. It's wonderful. It does very wonderful things. But at the end of the day, there's a preventative piece that it's turning around, but it doesn't quite get yet. So when we talk about massage therapy, that was right up my alley. So I went, did massage therapy, actually opened up a gym at the same time, and didn't quite make it there. And so ended up closing that, graduating from massage therapy, and kind of struggled a little bit finding my place, especially after I closed everything down. I really struggled with understanding what it was that I was trying to put together. And slowly over the last year and a half, I've been putting together all of these pieces. So I am a precision nutrition level 1 coach for nutrition. I am a licensed massage therapist. I am also a strength coach. I went through the Kabuki Strength certified coaching program. And on top of that, I have a lot of experience and I have a lot of understanding of how to be successful in doing these things and putting everything together. So that brings us up to speed as to why I chose a wellness coaching as opposed to in like nutrition or just doing strength training. I really think that putting all of them together is a multiplier for really helping someone out. That's the main goal, is to help people out. So we'll talk a little bit about how the business is structured. I am a LLC, actually a PLLC. In Washington State and some other states, they have what's called a professional limited liability corporation. Basically, if I were to get involved with another massage therapist, I would not be liable if they joined my LLC and we became partners. I would not be liable for their malpractice. I would only be liable for myself. So that helps limit a lot of the issues that you might have. Doctors use it, dentists use it a lot. It's just an added extra protection from personal liability for someone else maybe that has malpractice consequences from screwing up. But it doesn't really, it's still an LLC. When you have an LLC, it's an interesting thing because it's only one step above being a sole provider, and I found this out as I filed for bankruptcy last year, and we'll get into that topic and what all that entailed. But essentially, I filed for bankruptcy, and unless your business is established enough to where it has its own assets, it has its own credit, it has everything, you are still personally liable for a lot of the things that a small business like mine will entail, where it's kind of a one-man shop. But I'm more than happy to take on the risk because I really think that the reward is going to be great. So now that that's the legal side of the business, what do we offer? It took a long time to figure out what it is that I wanted to offer, but right now, as I film this, I really think that I have nailed down exactly what it is and what we're going to do moving forward. So there's two main spheres of the business. The first one is the in-person, and then the other one is the online portion of it. So I try and keep the two as separate as possible because it requires a different skill set from handling someone in person to handling someone online as far as coaching is concerned. Obviously, I can't do much of the massage therapy on coaching. Massage therapy online, there are some things that I can do, and we're exploring options for that. But we have the 3 tiers of online coaching, the in-person coaching, and basically what that comes down to is it's 3-month blocks, so 12-week blocks, and the first month is working directly with me, doing 4 in-person trainings, and then they also get the nutrition that's delivered online, and we do check-ins with them weekly via our training. So we talk about how their nutrition is going, how everything's going with their training, and they send me videos and I critique them, and they work with me once for form, and then they finish out the remainder 8 weeks totally online, totally independent. They're still sending me videos and basically becoming an online coach client and transitioning into that, which is much more scalable than me having to fill my hours doing that sort of coaching. Then I have the mid-tier, which is they work with me all 12 weeks. And then I have the high tier where we include massage therapy in it. They're working with me twice a week and they are getting the same nutrition. The nutrition programming doesn't really change because I'm not a big believer in assigning macros or making a meal plan or anything like that. I think that teaching you how to eat better is going to be better in the long run. So that really doesn't change from tier to tier, but the hands-on portion of it certainly does. And the online portion of it, and the prices for that, I don't have them currently. We'll pop them up right here. And so as you can see, it's going to be the low level, the mid-tier, and the highest end. So that goes on to our online training, and the online training itself is $199 a month, and $199 a month gets you access to me as a coach and programming for strength, as well as access to our ProCoach software, which is something that's really handy. It's very scalable and it's very good at managing people and managing your step-by-step as far as nutrition coaching. It's got a lot of tools, it's got a lot of feedback, and it's all built out. It's got a nice UI and it's very much not cluttered, and clunky, and people seem to really like it, which I really enjoy. Now, as far as bringing people in, the next thing that we're going to be trying and pushing is our nutrition coaching by itself. This idea came from me actually by watching a video about Costco. So Costco is huge in getting products into people's carts, and people spend way more on average at a Costco per trip than they do almost anywhere else. And there's a couple of reasons behind that. One, they want to get the best out of their membership, and obviously they do have higher ticket items. You're not going to just go and get a $4.99 pack of toilet paper. You're going to get a $16.99 pack of lots of toilet paper. But regardless, the biggest reason that people go shopping there is actually their chicken. So their chickens are $4.99, so it's $5 for a giant rotisserie chicken. They lose $30 to $40 million a year on rotisserie chicken, but it's placed strategically. It's placed in the back, so you have to walk all the way through the store in order to get to your chicken. So are you likely to just go into the store, grab your chicken, grab it, and check out and leave? Absolutely not. And they know that. And so they have a chicken in the back. You have to walk through the whole store. You have to make the whole loop. And you're gonna more than likely see something that you want because you've already grabbed a cart, and you're not just going to go for chicken. The second thing that they do is they actually take their big ticket items, so their TVs, all of their electronics, plop it right in front. That is not an accident either. They know you're not going to come in there and impulse buy a television, for the most part, but when they see that $4,000, $5,000 sticker, the rest of the trip does not seem as bad in comparison. So you hit them in the beginning with that high ticket item, and it changes the outlook as far as price is concerned, and it gives a higher baseline to the consumer. And then as they move through the store, they start putting things in their cart because they think, oh, it's just 20 bucks here, 20 bucks here, 30 bucks here, 40 bucks here. They grab the chicken, and by the time they're done, they've spent $250 on product, and it's not never intending to spend that much. But that's kind of what we look at with the introduction in a three-tiered system. 3 tiers for online coaching seems to be the best point, because if you start adding too many options, people look at it and get confused, and they don't want to have that coaching anymore because they can't make a choice. And then they also have the coaching, there's only 1 or 2 options, they're not getting a good price comparison, and they think, why, where is the value in this? What is different? So having 3 is about that sweet spot. And then what we're trying to do is I'm trying to push the nutrition coaching locally and becoming the guy to come through on the nutrition. And that's going to be essentially my loss leader. Well, it's really not. The ProCoach software is a good tool, and it doesn't take me a whole lot of time in order to check on people and make sure that they're being compliant and answering their questions. It's very intuitive for myself as a coach. So at the end of the day, bringing someone on board into our community, being a part of the Facebook group that I have, being a part of the business page, being generally available to people and answering their questions, these are all things that I'm putting into place that is going to lead to more clients down the road and higher paying clients down the road, because I don't want to keep what prices that I have going right now. Eventually I want to become too busy and then have to raise my prices, hire a team, put different systems into place. But as it stands right now, I have 7 clients. That is the reality that not a lot of coaches are going to tell you because they want to sell you on a business model. A lot of coaches will tell you, oh yeah, I'm doing great, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. It's the ones that are overconfident that I generally, don't see. They become coaching coaches, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing inherently bad about coaching coaches, but it's safe to say that a lot of coaching coaches get into that business because there's a lot of uncertainty with it, and there's a lot of hard work to be done and a lot of systems that you may not know about as you move through the coaching space. And it's really unfortunate because a lot of them are predators, and they will jump at the opportunity to lock you into a very high paying, high cost coaching course that might not be filled with much more than you can find for free on the internet. by asking around, and I know lots of fitness professionals that give plenty of free advice. I have picked the brains of many very strong and talented people, and almost never have they said, no, get away from me, stop talking to me. My philosophy is, if it takes less than 5 minutes to do, it is free. So any piece of advice that I can ever give, not these videos notwithstanding, I am more than happy to help people out and give what knowledge that I know. But if it goes longer than that, then that's when the clock starts. So that is the structure of how my business is built, whether it's the legal side or the actual coaching offerings. I think that as I expand and really focus in, this is a business that has been 3 years in the making, essentially. And it's something that I really believe in, because I think that it's accessible to a lot of people, and it's a much lower barrier of entry than a lot of places are, and you get personalized programming, you get personalized hands-on nutrition coaching, and then obviously there's the massage part of it too, which not a lot of coaches offer or can even do. So on that note, I would like to know what your questions are. If you're thinking about starting a fitness business, what are the main obstacles that you're having? Leave a comment down below. Make sure that you like and subscribe, and I will be putting out videos. I don't know. I don't have a schedule yet. This is part of the social media aspect that I have been struggling to build, and I appreciate the patience. My Instagram and my Facebook are pretty settled as far as what the content looks like, but this YouTube channel is going to be about the more back-end part of the business, and going through building the business and the journey that entails. So it's going to be a little bit more in-depth than either of those more focused and small platforms. So on that note, thank you very much. Again, this is Scott with Scott Draper Wellness, and we'll see you in the next video.